Well, hello everybody, this is our second ride starting in the little town of Rhydymain, and this time we're going down to Dolgellau. Now this particular ride is really part of a series of rides which have got Dolgellau in the middle of them. So the previous ride that we've put up here actually went from Rhydymain up to Bala Lake in the north, and you can see that route here. I've shown you the video there as well. This one actually starts from the same place, and you'll see it starts with a little bit of a loop right in the middle where those two maps overlap, and then it heads across the hills, so we're away from the road until we get to the outskirts of Dolgellau, and then we dive down into the town. And you can see that here in the profile. It goes up and down quite a long way, so we're looking at the second of the lower of the two routes there. You can see it goes up and down, and then there's a steep drop into Dolgellau. So here we go, we're going to start at the top right hand corner, and you can see that we actually take the lower of those two routes. It says route A, and that's the most scenic. It's a very gravelly road that we then head up through the villages that are at the top of the hills, and then we drop down towards Dolgellau, and some lovely little villages and some great views at the top, but it is also really steep at that last bit, so do be very careful as you ride this. I wouldn't say it was particularly suitable for tyres much less than about 32C in all reality. They're pretty rough in places, some of the tracks, they're quite gravelly. But you will be in the town as well, so just be aware that there is some road riding. And this led us out, you can see at the bottom in Dolgellau, over towards the edge of the Mawddach Trail, which is a fabulous route, which we've got in a circular route beginning at Dolgellau, and it also involves the base of Cader. So here we are leaving the farm, and we head off over the top above the village of Rydymain, really. Now there's lots of gates in this section, and you can see it's pretty rough. There's cattle and sheep all over the place, but once we get up to the first of the villages, it eases off a bit. There's still quite a lot of up and down in this bit, and you know, the odd cattle grade, but still a lot of gates that need to be opened. Really great views though on this over to the side, and then here we're heading down, we're going over the river now and then back up on the other side. Very, very peaceful there. We saw virtually no traffic around here, just the odd one that we go past, and we stop fairly frequently to take photos or just to have a drink of water. It was a blisteringly hot day. It doesn't necessarily look like it. Now, as we head through the villages, notice how narrow it is. So you've got to be careful for cars coming the other way. But here we get into the town of Mawddach, and then from then on we start heading down towards Dolgellau. And it's really steep. We're now crossing the main Dolgellau road, and then it's a tiny little cut through, and then you've got these little tiny village roads again, unbelievably steep. So the descent is very, very fast. Do be careful here. You can see right in the middle of that profile chart that we're screaming down probably the last mile and a half, just very, very fast into the town of Dolgellau. And then we worked our way through the one-way system out to the cricket field on the other side, which is at the edge of the Mawddach Trail, which leads up to Barmouth. So now we've just turned around, we're going to head back. You work your way towards the co-op and then head off, and then we're up that steep bit. And because it was a really hot day, I must admit we stopped fairly frequently. You can see us stopping. It is very, very steep. Those of you that love that sort of thing on road bikes, you'll find it no trouble at all, but it is really steep. So regular stopping on our way up, and we confess that we actually ran out of water most of the way up. So we do ask that, you know, if it's a hot day, that is a really steep hill, you will need water. And so we work our way through. We've got to go over the main road in a second, but we're heading our way up. You can see there's a few cars that cut through this way, but not very many. And then over the main road, through a little back route, and then down towards the river again. And then back to that village of Bithdir, where we cut off, and this is where we actually stopped, and a local lady topped up our water bottle. She was out there watering her garden, and she used her hose to fill up the water bottle. So we head our way back. Again, it was pretty steep in places down here, partly because we were quite tired after the previous climb, which was tough, but it's nice and shady, and we work our way through the villages. There was a Sainsbury's truck delivering stuff that blocked the road, but you can see that the road surface doesn't get driven on much with all that grass in the middle. And so we head up back towards the farms, back through a few gates, and then we took another little change up from here, in that when we get to the edge of the next field or so, we should have turned right at a big water container that was there, but instead we decided that we were going to start heading down. So at this point, instead of turning right, we headed down this very steep hill which heads back towards the main road. So over the cattle grid, up to the end, and now we're quick shortcut back to the main road. Be careful on this road though, although it's not over busy, except during the rush hour. People do go very fast down there. We're looking at 60, 70 miles an hour, and there's not really any place to get off the road or any footpath at the side. So just be careful. It's about a mile or so that we did here, but it's certainly a lot easier than that gravel track that we took beforehand. But it is on the main road, so you get the choice of the two routes. And then when we get round the next corner, then we get to the entrance to the farm where we're staying. You can see that hill there, and here it is, and we stop and turn in. So thank you for joining us on this route. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.